Welcome everyone to How to Beat Shorters Part 2. I'm going to try and keep this under 10 minutes, so please bear with me. So the last time I kept on talking about how we should always buy higher than the ask price. Because that kind of prevents shorters from being able to set a gap between two prices and then force certain people to buy and sell in between those prices, right? So here's another example. Sometimes what shorters will do is, they can set the bid price at, let's say, $10.20, and there's 100 shares. So it seems very easy, right? And let's just say the price of LTCN is at $10.28, okay? So what they want you to do is they want you to look at the $10.30 and look at 10,000 shares. And you're going to be like, you don't have enough money to buy all 10,000 shares. So what's the point of buying, right, above 1030? Because it's only going to cut into a small fraction of the 10,000 shares that person has. And sometimes I've seen as much as 20 to 50,000 shares. So it can get pretty devastating, right? So what you want to do is you just want to hold on. Because eventually, sometimes these shorters, they will take off that 10,000 shares, and then it will show the next price. And the next price might be $10.31 at 100 shares. And that's when you want to buy in. You want to buy in, and next thing you know, it might be at like $10.35, right? So I'm already explaining it right here that you can read it, what I just said. So what the shorters are going to do is, if it gets up to like, let's say, 1035, they get pissed, and then they're going to set a gap price again. For example, I'm down here now, right? When it says like ask, they set an ask price at maybe like 1035 for 200 shares because the price is at about 1035. But then now they're going to put, I meant not the ask price, this is like the bid price, right? So they'll put a bid price at 1035 where LTCN is, but now they're going to set the ask, okay, sorry, and then I'm right here. So shorters will get pissed, right? And they'll put the ask price at $10.40 at 10,000 shares. So it stops you from continuing to buy to try to raise the price of LTCN, right? And they're going to keep on setting these gaps. So whenever you see them take off these shares, and then there's like a smaller bundle of shares for 1040, that's when you want to buy. So then it slowly goes up again, right? Because what's the goal of the shorter? They want the prices to go down. But if you keep on buying up every time at the smaller bundle of shares, then the price of LTCN will appreciate. And that's how you can irritate these shorters. You don't want to give them an easy time. You want to make it hard for them, right? But if they're able to get the $10.35 down, they're going to try and trap you and put like something at maybe like $10.10, between $10.10 to $10.35, right? Like 10,000 shares at $10.35, and then like they'll have like 100 shares at $10.10, and next thing you know, you want to, it entices certain people to sell in between those prices, and then like 100 shares at $10.20, and then people buy in, and guess what? It will slowly go back down closer to $10.10. That's why I'm saying every time when we want to buy, we always want to buy beyond the ask price so that we can see an increase in LTCN. And eventually, hopefully they give up, right? And then everyone starts buying in when LTC, blasts off to maybe like 140, 150, 160. And now we're not only at NAV price, but we're at a premium of LTCN. See, and the important thing is every time that we have less than like 300,000 volume, the shorters, it's very easy for them to block us because they know that people have not been buying in that much. So they put 10 or 20,000 shares out there. That's like maybe 10% of the total day's volume. So they don't think anyone's going to buy anymore, because most of the buying and selling was done in the previous 4 or 5 hours that the market was open, right? So this is why, as for now, with the volume is like under 300,000, we just need to try to stay afloat, at least minimally sideways, maybe a $500,000 loss here and there, whatever it is. But we always want to try to keep the loss at a minimum by buying the above the ask price. And when we do this, we can keep LTCN and BCHG more stable until BCH and LTC takes off, right? And here's like a little kind of a little hint, right? Sometimes I know you want to buy some of the shares, but you can just wait and just like garner up a lot of like money on the side, right? And then if anyone has a level 2 quote, they can see like a list of like the next 10 like ask sell prices, right? And if the next 10 ask sell prices is within like $1 or $2 range, and you have enough shares to buy all of those ask shares and the ask price, then you will be able to jump up like $1 or $2. So you always want to kind of save, right? Don't buy like 100 shares at a time, 200 shares at a time, 300 shares at a time, but have enough money to where you can buy like 2,000 shares at a time, 3,000 shares at a time. And it will just like really put a dent into all the shorters that are trying to short stock. So keep an eye on the level 2 quotes. And if you don't know how, please look it up on your portfolio of how to look at level 2 quotes for LTC and BCHG. And yeah, just keep an eye on that. And when you have enough cash, enough money to buy like over 1,000 or 5,000 shares, that's when you want to keep a close eye on it. And then you buy it all at once, and next thing you know, it goes completely up. And then, the next day shorters might try to like short it down. That's when we want to play the game of just buying past the ask price. So I hope that this video has been productive for you, and I try to keep it within 10 minutes. So yeah, I hope you guys can continue to subscribe. Let a lot of people know about this, so they can also work in unison to maintain the LTC prices until we see a big pop in alt season. All right, so good night.